You're watching TimesXP. I'm Dhruti and here are the biggest stories that are making headlines across the world today. So let's start with it. Iraqi lawmaker criticizes Iran-backed militia. Well, Iraqi MP Sajid Salim condemned Hezbollah over abducting Israeli researcher Elizabeth. He exposed the militia's financial motives, calling their political claims lies. Salim's criticism challenges the influence of Iran-backed militias in Iraq. Salim highlights militia's incompetency. Salim questioned the group's security expertise, pointing out Elizabeth's safe years in Iraq. He suggested that the militia only acted after realizing that Elizabeth was Israeli. Well, here analysts say that this exposes the militia's lack of credibility and operational skills as well. Elizabeth freed without ransom? Well, contrary to militia's claim, Elizabeth was released without any ransom or any type of negotiation. Multiple reports confirmed her release, undermining Hezbollah's credibility. Now, this shows that the militia had no real control over her freedom. Civil society praises Salim. Well, Salim faced previous lawsuits but continued speaking out against Iran-backed forces. Civil groups called his statement courageous and a sign of moral leadership. Well, his actions inspire Iraqis who seek accountability from powerful militia. Rubio pushes Middle East stability. Here, United States Secretary of State Mr. Marco Rubio met Gulf Cooperation Council officials in New York. He emphasized a ceasefire in Gaza and stability across the entire region. The US aims to strengthen alliances and deter extremist influence in the Gulf. Rubio blames Iran for regional instability. Here, Rubio called Iran the world's largest sponsor of terrorism. He warned that Iran's nuclear ambitions and militia support threaten Middle East peace. Well, his remarks signals firm United States opposition to Iran's regional strategies. Rubio links Trump's diplomacy to the security. He stressed that the US diplomatic efforts under US President Mr. Trump are very important for regional stability. Well, Rubio's talk aimed to rally Gulf nations to counter Iran's influence. The message is clear here: US diplomacy is central to regional stability. Gaza sniper killed Israeli soldier. IDF soldier was killed by Hamas sniper in Gaza. Well, this marks the second Israeli casualty in just 3 days, highlighting battlefield risk. The attack underscores ongoing tensions and the deadly reality on the ground. Hamas uses urban sniper effectively. Here, analysts note that Hamas's precision sniper attacks challenge Israeli operations. Even small-scale attacks, well, they have psychological impacts, and that too far beyond the battlefield. Urban warfare tactics make every single IDF move potentially dangerous. Moscow airport collision chaos, while a Russian Sukhoi Superjet and Chinese Airbus A330 collided at the airport. Passengers were panicked, flights were delayed, and authorities launched an investigation. Well, the incident raises concern over airport safety, security, and coordination between the airlines. Investigation underway for airport clash, while authorities are determining whether negligence or any type of lapse caused the collision. Now, the incident raises questions about safety protocols at one of Russia's busiest airports. Well, experts also know the potential geopolitical sensitivity given China-Russia involvement. India slams Turkey over Kashmir remarks, while India's Ministry of External Affairs rejected Erdogan's comment, calling Kashmir an inseparable part of India. Now here, officials emphasize no foreign country can interfere in India's internal matters. Analysts say that India's firm response asserts sovereignty on the global stage. India defends sovereignty at the UN. Well, the response was firm, highlighting India's stance on protecting territorial integrity. Analysts see this as a clear message to countries attempting to question India's sovereignty. India is signaling that it will defend its border and national interests without any compromise. Drone attack in Eilat, Israel. Well, a Yemeni drone strike injured 27 people. 2 are in very critical condition in Eilat. Well, this particular attack exposed vulnerabilities in Israeli defense system, it marks a very dangerous escalation in regional conflict beyond Gaza border. While Houthis escalate reach beyond borders, the strike shows Houthis' growing capability to hit Israeli territory far beyond Gaza. Well, it signals a widening regional conflict and Iran's indirect influence. In the meantime, Israel now sees threat from new fronts, not just immediate neighbors. Jaishankar speaks to Global South here. India's External Affairs Minister urged developing nations to work together on crisis. He emphasized trade, technology, climate, and fair global reforms for resilience. Mr. Jaishankar highlighted the importance of solidarity and collective growth. India proposes concrete Global South action here. Mr. Jaishankar called for better consolidation and sharing of successful development models. He stressed inclusive reforms in international institutions for fairer treatment. Well, his proposals aimed at empowering developing nations with stronger global influence. Rubio tours Jerusalem's archaeological sites here. United States Senator Marco Rubio visited Pilgrimage Road and City of David in Jerusalem. The tour highlighted Jewish heritage while sidelining Palestinian narrative. This particular visit reflects Israel's effort to shape historical narrative for political support. Well, Palestinians' heritage destroyed in Gaza, Israeli bombs destroyed an archaeological warehouse with decades of artifacts. The action highlighted different narratives of heritage preservation in that particular area. Here, experts warn that it erases centuries of multicultural Palestinian history. Iron Dome breached by Houthis. Drones from Yemen successfully struck Eilat, exposing gaps in Israel's defenses. Now, this particular breach challenges the perception of Israel's invincibility in the air defense. The attack signals a shift in regional military dynamics and strategic risk. Mr. Netanyahu faces military setbacks, while drone crashes and soldier casualties highlight Israel's ongoing struggle in Gaza. Netanyahu's leadership is facing criticism right now as the war extends without any clear victories. The prolonged conflict erodes Israel's military credibility and domestic support. Iran strengthens missile warning here. A top aide of Mr. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei warned the West not to impose humiliating conditions. Iran's missile program remains non-negotiable as a key defense deterrent, while the entire statement underscores Tehran's readiness to resist the external pressure. Iran's missile arsenal threatens region. Iran imposes over 3,000 missiles capable of reaching Europe, Israel, and the Gulf state. The arsenal is central to Tehran's strategy to deter external attacks. Now, here, experts warn that this could escalate tensions and trigger a regional arms race. Houthis extend war reach. Iran-backed Houthis, while they continue attacking Israel and regional shipping lanes. These strikes demonstrate modern warfare beyond conventional borders. Now, this particular spread of the conflict increases the risk of broader regional instability. Eilat drone attack highlights psychological warfare. Even one drone breach undermines public confidence in Israel's military capability. Now, here, analysts warn that it sends a strategic message to both Israel and its allies. This psychological impact is very important as physical damage in the modern conflict. Iran claims leak of Israeli nuclear files, while Iranian media showcases alleged documents and maps from Israel's nuclear program. The report claims some of the leaks came from insiders that are unhappy with Mr. Netanyahu. Now, this adds a cyber and intelligence dimension to the ongoing Middle East tensions. Israel faces cyber and intelligence pressure. Unconfirmed leaks highlights the rising importance of information warfare. Psychological operations are now as impactful as conventional military attacks. Now, here, Israel's security faces a new front of internal as well as external threats. Iran-China oil deal defies United Nations sanctions. While Iran announced oil exports to China will continue regardless of potential UN sanctions. Now, this particular move highlights Tehran's resilience against Western economic pressure. The deal strengthens Iran's economy and undermines global sanction effort. China remains Iran's lifeline here, while Chinese purchases of Iranian oil support Tehran's economy despite any sanction. This partnership benefits both the nations with stable oil supply and reduced cost. Now here, analysts say that China-Iran cooperation weakens Western diplomatic leverage. Global diplomacy at UN amid tension, while high-stake talks continue at the UN amid global crisis, Middle East conflict and nuclear concern. The world watches as Iran, the US, Europe and regional players navigate the complex diplomacy. UN diplomacy will play a crucial role in preventing further regional escalation. That's all for now. Stay tuned, stay sharp and come back on TimesXP same time tomorrow for the latest news that matters the most. I'm Triti R3. See you next time.